Within the work of the Commonwealth Secretariat, we are guided by the twin interdependent goals of supporting democracy and development. We pursue those two goals precisely because they are complementary and mutually reinforcing. We are not ourselves business people, but the enterprise development work which we do undertake is entirely democratic. It brings, for instance, a special focus on women entrepreneurs, not just men. And its focus is always on the small and medium enterprises, the local or often family affairs, which are the dynamos of any economy. And I was delighted to hear just now how this idea is catching up at these events. Some of our successes are quantifiable. The £800 million raised to date by our Commonwealth Private Investment Initiative attests to the fact that people will invest in promoting development in countries which have the democratic forms and structures to make that development a safe bet. This interdependency of democracy and development has created the conditions for economic progress. But meanwhile, greater economic integration has meant that economic shocks, which could once be geographically limited in impact, can be transmitted seismically throughout the system with global repercussions. Tackling these global challenges is beyond the grasp of single countries or of particular segments of societies. In the age of globalization, challenges and their solutions are collective. It is because of the imperative of collaboration that the partnership focus of this year's Shogam and this year's Commonwealth Business Forum is so important. It is a theme which speaks not only to the nature of the interdependent modern world, but also to the essence of the Commonwealth. For without partnership, the Commonwealth cannot work. And the foundation of that partnership is a trust amongst the membership founded on shared values. But to meet modern challenges, the partnerships need to be intensified. Let me, in conclusion, quickly mention three more aspects of government-business partnerships. The first is climate change, which we know will be a major item of the menu when heads meet later this week, in the very week before the UN's Copenhagen summit. Climate change, we know, is an existential threat to parts of the Commonwealth. Our membership contains many of the countries which are the most vulnerable to the effects of climate change. This is an issue on which business must also make its voice heard. The challenge of climate change can only be tackled by mobilizing the finance, the technology, the innovative potential, and the ingenuity of the private sector. We should recognize the innovative work of the Commonwealth Business Council on this issue, and business clearly has its own huge responsibilities in this regard. Yet, without the work of governments in settling a long-term policy framework in which investment decisions can be taken with confidence, that business potential cannot be realized. The second is trade. The Commonwealth is committed to a fair and open trading system. You will recall when heads of government issued the Valletta Declaration on Multilateral Trade in 2005, a brave statement that rich countries should give more than they receive in the Doha talks. But the talks remain stalled with competitive interest, and we continue to press for its successful outcome and for it to live up to its description as a development round. We must be able to deliver on our obligation to help the aspirations of the weaker and smaller members of the global trading community. The bilateral and regional trade agreements which are being signed in the meantime are a temporary device which present dangers to the rules-based global system. The risk must be prevented that countries will see the financial and economic crisis as a signal to insulate themselves from global trade through protectionist barriers. Commonwealth countries are more integrated with the global economy than other countries and more dependent on the efficient working of the global trading system. A common message of commitment to openness, both from business and government, would be a powerful one. The third and last is youth. By 2015, there will be 3 billion people on the planet under the age of 25. Are we ready for them? Are there anything like enough jobs and creative opportunities ready for them? All over the Commonwealth, we see the flower of youth withered by the unforgiving blasts of reality, those of unemployment, marginalization, disenchantment, and more. That is why heads of government will be paying particular attention to what we call youth mainstreaming, that is a youth consideration in budgets for every field of government activity and youth enterprise this week. The aim now is to upgrade our current pilot program, the Commonwealth Youth Credit Initiative, into something with more government support, more business support, and more integration between its component parts of skills development, funding, and mentoring. We all already have significant sums of money on the table from an Asian and an African bank for a pioneering venture with government support. We seek partners and collaborators, and I urge any of you who care for the youth that will inherit our Commonwealth to be in touch with me or with our Youth Affairs Division in the Commonwealth in this regard. Ladies and gentlemen, this gathering represents an extraordinary coming together. More so does our wider Commonwealth. I've spoken of our inherent interconnectedness and of its natural result that we work in partnership. This partnership has a special meaning in the Commonwealth of Partnership of 5 continents. The model of partnership we devise is in its nature a global model. I thank you, partners.